My name is Otoha, and I'm 32 years old. I've been engaged to Kazuo, my fiancé, for 2 years, and recently I found out that I'm pregnant. So Kazuo and I have decided to get married. Today is the day both our families are meeting each other. It's a big gathering with all our relatives present. How are you feeling? I'm okay, Mom. It looks like there are a lot more relatives on their side than ours. Auntie, thank you for being here today. For my side, it's just my mom, my aunt, and my sister Eiko, who's running late because of work. I hope everything goes smoothly.
Thank you all for coming today.
The family meeting started with our greetings. Then,
our son got your daughter pregnant.
Kazuo's mom spoke up. By the way, I've only met Kazuo's mom once when I visited their house to introduce myself. I haven't met the other relatives before. Kazuo's mom seems to care more about me than I thought.
I'd like to say that, but...
Huh?
Otoha, is the baby really Kazuo's?
What?
I mean, I can't imagine my son making such a mistake. I've taught him better than that.
What is she talking about? Kunie, that would imply that I've been unfaithful. I would never do such a thing. That's right.
My niece would never stray from the right path. Oh, it was just a little joke.
A joke like that in front of all these relatives? Ah, unbelievable. I thought she was strange when I met her at Kazuo's house, but...
So, are you planning to work after marriage? Normally, you'd become a full-time housewife. I just don't understand city folks.
I didn't realize she was this bad.
Anyway, Otoha, please have a seat. Let's start the introductions.
Okay.
Let me go first. I'm Kazuo. As you might already know, this is my mother, Kunie. My father passed away 5 years ago.
Pleased to meet you.
And over here is...
There were so many relatives on Kazuo's side that it took a while to introduce everyone. On my side, with Eiko not here yet, the introductions were over quickly.
So, your father passed away when you were young, Otoha?
Yes, that's why my aunt is the only close relative I have left. Is something wrong?
No, nothing.
Why is she suddenly laughing?
Oh, I knew this would happen.
Knew what?
Today's a big family gathering, and yet, Otoha, you didn't bring many relatives. Look how grand our side is, while yours is so sparse and sad.
Excuse me?
You're marrying into our family, so remember this. In our region, the more relatives you have, the better. Which means you're automatically lower status with so few relatives.
Is this really some custom in Kazuo's hometown? It sounds troublesome, but Kazuo and I will be living in Tokyo, so it shouldn't matter.
You think living in Tokyo means it doesn't matter? But as long as we are married, you'll have to deal with the relatives for the rest of your life. So you'll always be looked down on by my mom and the others.
It's embarrassing to marry someone with so few relatives. The more the merrier.
I really don't understand what they're saying. Why have you been saying such hurtful things to me? Kazuo, why are you looking down on me?
This is your fault.
Exactly. You're so tacky.
What do you mean?
You tried to break up with me just before you found out you were pregnant, didn't you?
Is that true? Yes, it is. It's true that I brought up breaking up with Kazuo. Lately, Kazuo has been looking down on me for some reason. Whenever I try to argue back, he just gets even angrier. That's why I wanted to break up with him, but the day after I brought it up... Oh wait, I haven't gotten my period this month. I found out I was pregnant. Since the doctor had told me in the past that it would be hard for me to have children, I was overjoyed. I don't want my child to grow up without a father like I did. Kazuo's mom seems like trouble, but since Kazuo says we'll be living in the city, I shouldn't have to deal with her much. And maybe Kazuo will change once the baby is born. That's how I decided to marry Kazuo. I'm sorry about that time, for bringing up breaking up. I want to say it's because of Kazuo's behavior that I wanted to leave, but no matter how much these two look down on me, I shouldn't badmouth Kazuo in front of all his relatives. Besides, I'm not used to dealing with so many relatives. It makes me feel small, and I end up being too submissive.
Apologizing is practically admitting you are cheating.
No, that's not...
Breaking up and finding out you're pregnant at the same time? It must be some other guy's kid.
Absolutely not. If I were cheating, I wouldn't even consider marrying Kazuo.
Maybe the other guy dumped you when you told him you were pregnant.
Or maybe he couldn't afford to take care of the kid.
What's with this family's twisted logic? Are you okay, Otoha? I understand you're upset, but try to stay calm. I'm sorry. I need to go to the restroom.
Oh no, is she having morning sickness? I was doing all the housework and taking care of my husband when I was pregnant.
Unlike you, Mom, she doesn't have what it takes to be a parent.
This is the worst. I shouldn't have decided to get married. But if I don't, my child will grow up without a father, just like me. I have to endure this. And by the way, where's Eiko? She should be here by now. What? Huh? Michiko, Otoha just messaged me. She wants you to come to the restroom right away. What happened? Is she okay? Let's go. Excuse me, my daughter is calling for me, so I need to step out for a moment.
I apologize for this. As expected from folks from the city with hardly any family ties. I can't believe all three of you are leaving the table like this.
It can't be helped, Mom. Things are different in the city compared to here.
I'm truly sorry, but I'm worried about my daughter. We'll be back soon. Otoha, are you okay? I can't believe how infuriating they are. Hey, did Eiko... Eiko?
What is it? What? Finally, the food is here. It looks delicious. Just what you'd expect from a city restaurant.
Let's eat a lot, Mom. Oh, you're finally back.
Making a big fuss over a little morning sickness?
I apologize for leaving so suddenly. By the way, what happened to my meal?
There's only food for our family.
What? Kazuo insisted on handling the venue and reservations for the family gathering. Was this all just to pull off a stunt like this? How low can they go?
You probably can't eat much with a morning sickness anyway, so it worked out, didn't it?
Exactly.
I see. Well then, since I'm not your family, I'll be leaving.
So will I. What?
Wait, what?
The room buzzes with murmurs.
Hey, you can't just leave like that.
That's right. How rude.
How can you call us rude after what you said to my dear daughter?
Exactly. What? Why are you suddenly raising your voices like this? Who do you think you are?
Mom, Michiko. I tried to stay calm and keep quiet, thinking that since my daughter is getting married and will be part of this family, I shouldn't make things worse for her. But I've reached my limit. Apologize to my daughter right now.
Why are you so angry?
We're doing you a favor by taking in your daughter who cheated. Any woman who's going to be a wife should be able to handle something like this. And she's pregnant with a child that might not even be Katsuo's, yet insists it is. I've never heard of a mother meddling like this.
What are you talking about? My daughter isn't some object or pet, and the baby she's carrying is Kazuo's. Don't be ridiculous.
This is why city folks are so infuriating. Disrespecting traditions like this. Kazuo, say something.
You're the one who's not normal. Growing up with hardly any family connections must have messed up your thinking. You cheater.
Excuse me? You're such a hypocrite. Who's the real cheater here?
What are you talking about?
What?
The guy standing next to Otoha in her profile picture, that's my new boyfriend. What is going on here?
Wait, I have no idea.
This message is from my sister Eiko.
What?
Eiko and I haven't talked much lately because she's been so busy with work, so I knew she had a boyfriend from her messages, but I didn't have time to meet him. Even so, she promised to make an appearance today.
Who cares about that? Why are you suddenly claiming Kazuo, who's in your sister's profile picture, is her boyfriend? It's too late for that. Or are you saying you're so estranged from your sister that you don't even look at her profile picture? Or is your sister just lying to ruin this event?
Since we plan to get married right after this family meeting, I changed my profile picture to a photo of Kazuo and me together today. I also updated the status message on the app to something that would make it clear to everyone that I'm getting married to this man. Before today, my profile picture was of my beloved cat.
What?
That's why my sister only realized today that her boyfriend is actually my fiancé, and she's furious.
I don't know this woman. I have never.
Exactly. Our Kazuo would never do something so disgraceful. How could you deceive both me and Otoha like this, you jerk?
Eiko? Wait, it's not what you think.
Don't say you're the worst. Hey, you scumbag. What do you think you're doing, huh?
Eek, I'm scared.
Michiko used to be the head of a biker gang, so she's not someone to mess with.
Eek, help!
Sweetheart, let go of my sweetheart.
What was that? Sweetheart? Do they really call you that?
No.
Looks like they're both frozen in fear.
They deserve it after deceiving us. Honestly, they should get more than just a scare.
Otoha, it's not what it seems. I just had a moment of weakness.
Normal people don't have a moment of weakness. And let me tell you something I've been holding back. The reason I wanted to break up was because of your attitude.
What?
Your attitude changed suddenly right before I got pregnant. You've always made condescending remarks, but you were never this blatant.
That's not true.
You started saying things like, you're not cute, so at least follow our traditions if you're going to marry me. Or, can't you even do this? Am I wrong?
I didn't mean it like that.
I was worried that if I married you, this behavior would continue, so I brought up breaking up. But when I found out I was pregnant, I decided to endure it for the sake of our child.
Stop this in front of the relatives.
Shut up. Otoha is talking. After talking with Eiko, we figured out that your behavior changed after you started seeing her.
Now you're going to explain why you treated her like that after making a pass at me.
I loved Otoha enough to want to marry her. But she's a city girl through and through. And no matter how long I live in the city, I'm still just a country bumpkin. I had a complex about it. Every time Otoha talked about her childhood, it made me feel worse. And then I met Eiko through work. I was so stressed out that one night, after a few drinks, I ended up with Eiko. I thought it would be a one-time thing, but I found something in her that Otoha didn't have, and well, I kept seeing her.
I don't care about your complexes or whatever. I'm a city person too, you know.
We hadn't gotten to the point where we knew each other's background that well. If I had known, I would have never dated another city girl.
Then why did you agree to marry me? Especially when you were already suspicious of me cheating.
In my hometown, if you are not married by my age, people treat you like an outcast. Besides, I cheated too, so I figured we were even. Plus, I thought having something over you might come in handy later.
That's disgusting and pathetic. What is this obsession with city versus country? You're just like your mother.
Huh? Me?
Kunie, you kept going on and on about city people this, city people that. It's always city versus country with you, isn't it? You're the one who made Kazuo feel so insecure.
I never meant to.
And if you're so envious of the city, then stop glorifying those ridiculous rural traditions.
But isn't it true that having more relatives makes you better or more important?
Ugh, there's no reasoning with you.
Enough already. Don't drag us into your twisted sense of pride.
We don't respect you, and we certainly don't like being looked down on by you.
What?
Why do you even bother coming to the meeting if that's how you feel?
Because in our community, when there's a family gathering for a wedding, their relatives are expected to attend.
We had no choice because of the neighbor's eyes, but we're done with you. Don't ever contact us again.
Same goes for us.
Wait, no, that's not how it is. Please.
What?
This is ridiculous. Let's go home.
Yeah, let's.
Otoha, I cut ties with my mom.
What?
I won't cheat again. And I won't doubt that the baby in your belly is another man's child. So please, marry me.
No.
Otoha!
Goodbye.
And don't send me any more messages either.
This can't be happening.
How did it end up like this?
Later, I heard that Kazuo and his mom were cut off by their relatives. I also filed a claim for compensation from Kazuo for his infidelity. He paid it all in one go, and I blocked him after that. However,
Eiko, would you go out with me for real?
Are you out of your mind?
I'm serious. You are cute, smart, and capable, unlike Otoha.
he started approaching Eiko.
You really don't learn, do you? I haven't forgiven you or your mother. What should I do? Maybe give you and your beloved mom a matching set of bruises?
I'm so sorry. I'll never bother either of you again.
My aunt took care of him. Just in case, she called Kazuo's home and said,
Don't ever contact us again. If you do, I'll bring my crew and pay you a visit. Make sure your son gets the message. I understand.
She apparently called them. Kazuo was apparently so terrified of my aunt that he started having nightmares about her and couldn't sleep. Because of that, he began napping at work and making mistakes. He eventually resigned and moved back to his beloved mom's house.
Being close to mom should help me forget all the bad stuff.
But I heard that the relatives spread rumors all over town, so what Kazuo and his mom did became common knowledge.
This is why I hate small towns. Gossip spreads so fast.
And those relatives have terrible personalities too.
They became pariahs in the community, and the two of them ended up living a very uncomfortable life.
Even my workplace knows about it.
This is all your fault, Mom.
It's not my fault. It's because you got involved with that awful woman. Because of her, we've lost our community and our relatives.
Now the once close pair is constantly bickering and fighting. However, since Kazuo splurged on the fancy restaurant for the family gathering and paid me the compensation, his savings are low, and they can't afford to move. Kazuo is now working at a local supermarket, enduring the gossip. I gave birth and am now living back at my parents' house. I had doubts about raising the child of such a terrible man, but knowing I might never have another child, I decided to go through with the pregnancy. In the end, I'm glad I did. I used to think it would be unfair for the child to grow up without a father, but I thought, are Eiko and I really unfortunate? No, we were happy even without a father. What's important is how much love I give to this child. I realized what truly matters.
I'm going to work hard to provide for my niece. If any other guy tries to mess with you, I'll take care of him again.
Otoha, we're all here for you and your child.
I am happy.